Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Show live stream. What's good, everybody? Got people jumping in right now, so I'm going to let everybody kind of crawl in and start to get in. Look at some of these bets that y'all have here for Monday in the league. Got a couple people already in here. What's good? We got the party started. Yep, we got a couple of bets already in that I like. Coming in from Leon, talking about things that I already talked about. I already know I'm going to like here. We could talk about Nikola Jovic, points and rebounds, Derek White. We can talk about points. I definitely talked about that on a different show that I'm on, so we can look at that. What's up, yo. Going to be putting this banner up with everything that we got. If you're new, jump in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to bet on. I got a couple things in here I already did bet on, so I'm going to share some of that with you and give you a couple other updates and remind you to continue to jump in the comments. Let me know what you want to bet on. I'll go through that stuff. All the stuff I'm going to take you through has the links in the description of the video, so you can always check out what I'm using and continue on. I'm going to be doing a couple tutorials moving forward. Like I'll put out a couple short videos where we can look at, I'll go through exactly how I'm using stuff, and you can kind of see like a little microcosm of what we do each and every day on the live stream. But let me start to get some of this stuff up on the screen and share it with you, and then also get those bets while we let people get in here. I'm going to get the stuff that I already have up on the bottom line for you guys so you know what I'm looking at. And we'll keep it moving. I already put all this stuff in the Discord as well. So if you're not in the Discord, link in the description of the video today is updated and good to go. So you can see everything in the Discord. It's free right now, so keep jumping in. It's not just me. There's other hella smart people in there that are providing a lot of insights and bets and whatnot. I just gave our guy Mike a channel in there because people loved his rant so much that it was like, yo, can we get Mike his own channel so he can kind of go off when he wants to, and we know where to find stuff. So really looking forward to having Mike do that. I'm taking my sweet time here to get everything up for you guys. So just give me one sec. The bets that I added to in there that are I don't have a slide for. I did take a little LeBron James triple double. So you can get that. I think the best price now is going to be about plus 750. It was plus 900 on Caesars. Plus 750 still for the LeBron James triple double. There's a couple of things I was looking at, and someone kind of also pointed me in the direction of that bet, and I kind of looked at it a little closer, and the numbers definitely add up to that being a quality bet there. Shout out KK12. I don't know if y'all follow him, but he's a wonderful follow on Twitter and a dude who's a very, very good and smart bettor. So let me get this stuff up here on the bottom line, and we'll keep it moving here for the 3 games that we have on the slate tonight. All right. But yeah, keep jumping in and let me know what you guys want to bet on as well, so I can get that up onto the up next slides here for you. We can take a look at that together. I know I got a Brandon Ingram bet in there. I'm fading BI today, as I probably should have been throughout this series. And it took me 3 games in a row to go, wait a second, this doesn't add up. BI is not BI right now, so I think we can kind of happily fade him in this game. I think he is still a little bit hurt. Plus, you've got the fact that he's got Lu Dort all over him, which is not fun, I assure you. I mean, not from personal experience, but just watching Lu Dort play basketball and play defense, that's not a good matchup for anybody, and especially BI and especially when Lu Dort has the help that he has from the rest of this team that is filthy good at defense for the Thunder. So I'm putting all that up on the bottom line with a couple reminders for you guys so you know what we're doing here. I got some Miami bets. I got that bet. I do have the little breezy bet in here. I'm going to make sure you see that. We got LAL back at Denver. And I'm going to take LeBron with that triple-double, as I mentioned a minute ago. So if you like that bet, you can get that still pretty much like plus 750. I got it plus 900 on Caesars. If you have a ability to get to Caesars, that's where I would get that at the best price. 0.2 units on it. Little sprinkle for a really nice payout from LeBron. So I'm going to go through the record with you guys, too, because it was brutal until I took a little break and came back. It was nasty on Thursday and Friday. Lost 7 units in 2 days and needed a quick little break to clean my head out. So now we're back. Had a little plus 1 day on the day yesterday on Sunday. Only did some live shows yesterday and Sunday, so that's what we had. But this is what the weekend looked like. It was kind of nasty at first, and then we moved in. Still up 2.2 units on the playoffs, so we'll kind of keep it going. I'm going to run through these bets with you guys that I already put up, and then I'm going to add some of the stuff you got. So I see y'all coming in. Appreciate you, G-Bag. Got Aramis in here. What's up, Playa? We got G-Bag talking about Caldwell Pope, so I'll put that on there. I'll get this stuff going, and then I'll add these bets to the upcoming, and then we'll go back to some of the bets that I made already in case you guys missed the video. But subscribe to the page, and you won't miss those things. All right, I'm adding up next. We're going to be adding I already got a bunch of stuff from G-Bags. Let me get this up real quick. Upcoming. Go. keep it moving, keep jumping in. If y'all have bets, I'm going to keep getting them up here onto the upcoming stuff. All right, we got Highsmith over 7 points. We got JB, Jaylen Brown rebounds. All right, Highsmith, look at his points. Highsmith points. We'll look at Jaylen Brown boards. Yeah, that remains a pretty good bet, right? Jaylen Brown Rebs. Take a look at that. Got we can look at his points too. CJ under boards from Daryl coming in. I like the random ass little bets like that. I'm happy to look at that with you. CJM under rebounds. Got that up on the screen here. Let me see what else we got. FD already dropped it to plus 700. Sean's looking at the LBJ triple double. That's tough. I gave it on the Discord as soon as I put the bet in. So hopefully y'all got to it. If you could, we can. I like Jovic on the point. It's 8.5 points, isn't it, for Jovic? Yeah, let me know if that's still 8.5. But Jovic at 8.5 was pretty good. Sensei Joy's talking about Tatum in the first half. Let's look at Tatum in the first half. Let's do that. I'm gonna put Tatum up here, and I'll put his first half stuff. 1H. Got a couple more coming in. Jokic. You got to look at Jokic, right? Like, I just don't know which prop to hit with him necessarily, but we can look at what might be best in this one in terms of points, rebounds, and assists. But you got him over PRA. So let me put that up too. Hold up. All right, CJM. We got LeBron. Okay, we're going to look at Jokic PRA as well. Got that in here. Hold on, let me do this quickly. And I'll bring this up for you. So everything that has a green check mark on it is going to be bet. Everything that has a hand up has been passed on. If there's nothing next to it, we still got to look at it. All right. I got a good amount in here. Let me just make sure I got my green up. You know what? Let me put it this way. All right, we got upcoming here. Jokic PRA is going to be coming up. Got CJ unders coming up. Just want to make sure I do this in order, y'all. Good. And yeah, we want to look at Tatum in this Miami-Boston game. We're about to get to it. I promise. I just want to make sure this is organized for y'all. So everything on the bottom line is going to be either what we bet or what is coming up. So if it's upcoming soon, you'll see that next to it, right? All right. Make this mad clear for y'all. Ooh, God, we got to look at Peyton, Mr. Pritchard. Always got to look at Peyton P. He hasn't been – I thought he would get a few more minutes here and there. He hasn't been quite – because he's still on the floor with other starters is the problem. Like, when he's the dude on the floor, then it's a little bit easier to be like, okay, Peyton Pritchard. But everything you see scrolling right now is stuff that has already been bet, and then there's an upcoming next little icon in there as well, and you can see that and know that that's what we're about to be looking at. All right, so if you see something on there, you don't need to put it in. We already got it. Let's look at – okay, we got AD. I haven't looked at him yet coming in from Edgar. All right, we'll put AD on the bottom line as well for upcoming. AD, you said first quarter, Was that first quarter, first half points, for first half 13 points. All right, let me put that on here for Edgar. First half for a Dizzle. First half points. I like it. I really don't hate it. I kind of like first half points better than I do first quarter, to be honest with you. Sometimes dudes need a quarter to get it going, you know? Okay, 36 Chambers still has LBJ triple-double at 365 if you have an account there, and aren't limited too heavily because I know they'd be limiting people a lot. You can get that. We got Nicholas talking about 80 PRA. It's 42.5 right now, 1.76 odds. Not bad. A little plus money if you can get it. Yeah, I guess we should look at DeLon Wright for sure. I mean, he's the new dad, right? I don't know how much you buy into that. I think maybe some of his stuff might be a little bit inflated today, but if people are looking for that narrative, but I'll put him in here real quick. Let's put DeLon Wright threes, right? And I know my guy Prop Holiday was looking at that, so maybe some of y'all saw him put that up. See where that goes. I don't know about Tyler Hero. Let me put him on here real quick. I'm gonna try to get as many of these Miami ones, but I do want to get to the other games too. So I'll put Hero in here. I'm gonna get it going. I'll put his points up here because that's kind of, and I'll put his P, and I'll put the PA for now for Hero. We want to look at both of those. All right, everything on the bottom line is what I bet or is what we are going to be looking at here in a second, so you can make clear what that is. The other bets I got in, I do love Bam over on the points and assists for Bam out of the bio over 22.5 PA, 20 and 25 without Jimmy, and he's averaging a few more minutes per game this series than he does when he's in this situation without Jimmy during the regular season. So automatically just like that a little bit, enough to get Bam on the points and assists, which he was diming up a bit more, but really the Celtics are just giving him everything from two and just going, we'll just make threes, honestly. So that's like why they're okay with Bam scoring. So the more I see them play that passive defense on Bam down low and leave him one-on-one, the more I'm like, let's go, let's get it. And all his post-ups and his ISOs, it's 2 points at a time, so they're fine with it. But it's fine for us too, because we know he's going to be taking about 15 to 20 shots. That's a wide range, 15 to 18, let's say, for Bam, and that should be good enough for him to get his points. I think he's going to be at 20 to 22 points alone. So just an assist or two, and we're good to go there. But who knows? Maybe they will give him a little bit more attention than he passes out. So maybe guys like Nikola Jovic. So I do like Jovic. I know some people were talking about if we should bet him or not, and I'm already on him at 14.5 points over. I'll put a full unit on it. I think a big part of this is Kevin Love's minutes are done. I don't know that they're going to be coming back to him. So if we don't have Kevin Love, then I continue to like Jovic as the dude who's come in and played a few more minutes as Kevin Love's minutes have dropped, his have gone up. And we've seen his usage. Now, the only scary thing about Jovic is I don't know that he's going to get very minutes in the fourth quarter. That's often a problem. So if you are a little bit scared of that, I understand, because he did only play 5.5 minutes in the blowout fourth quarter last game. And in the game 2, when it was close and they needed to win, he didn't play in the fourth quarter. So that was a little bit troublesome, but he's still gone over in this number in all 3, even with a fewer minutes than he just saw where he played 34 in game 3. So we're going to keep going with Jovic. And then BI, we got an under 4. He's averaging 23 in this series. Lou Dort is a problem. The reason I almost didn't know if I wanted to play this or not was because on the season without Zion Williamson, BI is right at about 31 and a half PRA on average when Zion's not on the floor. So without Zion in this game, continues to reason that like his numbers should come up from the average a little bit more, because he's well below his averages right now. 23 PRA a game in these 3 is well below the 31 and a half that he had on average when Zion was out this season. So with that in mind, like I can understand, if you think that BI's due, then you think he's due. But I think that everything coming through for him right now is he's not getting any ISO against his team, and he's not getting any stuff off the pick and roll. And if you don't get that for him, then you're talking about the majority of his points. And so this Thunder team is too good at stopping what he wants to do for me to keep believing that he can get his. So that's where we're at with BI. I do want to remind you, I'm going to be bringing up the player prop tool as well, so that we are looking at this stuff and looking at the numbers here. So sorry if you don't like graphs, but that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm pulling everything up right now so I can start looking at the bets that you guys brought up, and we'll get into it. All right. I'm using props.cash as always. So it's an easy time to remind you that if you don't have a props.cash account and you want one, you can get 25% off. I'll just bring it up and put it over my face. But yeah, 25% off if you do want it. So that's something that I would suggest for the last part of the season, like get you an account for, for $10 off or whatever it is. And then you can see if you like it for this month of the playoffs and get into it from there. All right, let me add a couple of things. I'm going to be looking at the first game is this Miami Heat game. I need to bring up my Miami Heat bet real quick. Hold up. Putting that on the screen. That and that. All right, let me share this stuff with you all so you can see what I'm looking at. Pulling up Miami. Come on, loading. Miami's up. And I'm sharing, and I'm going to start on props.cash with the first bet that I believe that we want to look at. I know Hero was just mentioned, but let me start at the beginning so we can go in order here, keep everything right. Looking at what we have next, I got Bam already, got Jovic. So we got Peyton and Hero are the two from this game that people still want to look at. So I'm going to get into that right now. Hell yeah, what's up, Daff? We got the same play on Jovic, COVID King in the house. And we got to look at Derek White. My bad, True Brilliance. I'm going to look at him. And did I put Jalen rebounds in here? I'm tripping. Yeah, I did. My bad. I'm looking at the wrong stuff. All right. Peyton and Hero is right here. And I got Highsmith and Jaylen Brown. That's right. And Jelon Wright threes and Tatum. I got hella stuff. I was looking in the wrong spot. I promise I have it together. All right. So looking at kick it off, what I just said, we're going to look at Highsmith and Jaylen Brown. Let's start with Jaylen Brown rebounds. All right. And stop wasting all this time. Jaylen Brown Rebs. All right. Looking at Jalen, because we took this last game and we liked it over 5.5, and now we got it at. Is it still 5.5 or is it 6.5? Where you at, Jalen? AB pulling up his rebounds. If you're not familiar with props.cash, link is in props.cash, so you can't mess it up. That's the name of it, and it's the website. Yeah, he's been boarding 8 boards in each of the first 3 games, and the reason I do continue to like going back to Jalen, now it's at 6.5. So we got to pay a premium now because it's been at 5.5. And so this is where I hate that turn from 5.5 into 6.5. And now I got to start betting it right now. I don't love that. But if we look at let's start with the rebound chances. I'm going to go into NBA advanced stats and pull up players. And this is where you can look at rebound chances really easily. I'm going to go to tracking data and pull up Rebs. All right. And now I'm going to filter this so it's just postseason. And I'm going to filter it so it's just Boston. Now I'm looking at Boston's players and how many rebound chances they get so far in this series. You've got JB leading the squad at 12.7, which is also why I kept being like, why is Tatum? I guess Tatum is getting more boards on slightly fewer chances, which is crazy. He's just been a really good rebounder this series. But both of them are good for boards because both of them are playing down low, and they're not guarding the other team's best players. And I know that, and I'll just go into it real quick because of my ability to go into the box score of each of these games and see who each of these dudes are guarding. To be honest, they're not even really guarding anybody. They're playing a little bit of a zone where they just sort of loaf around on the bottom, like near the baseline, and just play big down there. So without any real responsibilities of people to guard, combined with the fact that they are already playing down low on defense next to the basket, I kind of like that already for both of them. I'm starting to think about a little parlay for both of them. So if I go to matchups, I'm inside the box score. This is game 3 of this series, and I'm just looking at the box score to see who are these dudes guarding. So I got Jaylen Brown on defense right here. And if I look at his minutes, he's mostly guarding Jovic, Caleb Martin. So like power forwards that are often playing a little bit further down low, a little bit more corner threes for guys like Jaquez and even Caleb Martin, right? Not really up top threes quite as much. But they're also, like, you can see he's there. He doesn't have one dude that he's just like, I'm guarding this guy. He doesn't have any real responsibility. He's playing all of these role players. He spent a minute on Hero and a minute on Bam because he got switched on him. But other than that, Jaylen Brown is guarding all of the third, fourth, options on offense for this team. You look at Tatum, same thing. Nobody over 4 minutes, 3 minutes, like Caleb Martin. It's the same dudes, right? They're just switching off between these dudes that don't really get a lot of attention on offense in general. So that leaves them widely available for rebounds, which is why both of them have the most rebound chances on the squad, right? So rebounding is so dependent on matchups and stuff like that, that's why I like both these dudes to keep getting their rebounds. What's Tatum's rebounds at real quick too? Just because what I kind of like the idea of is taking both these dudes and just parlaying their rebounds together. So you got 9.5 for Tatum and 6.5 for Jaylen Brown. So, I mean, I don't mind either of those. What's Tatum average? He's 10, 8, and 11. And then JB's got 8 through all of them, right? So off that, like, Jalen's a better play. He's been a better play because he's also like a dude that does like to get his rebounds and sort of like be a rebound hog, if you will, kind of like Josh Hart, right? Little sneeze. But the idea of parlaying them, let me just pull that up real quick and do a little same gamer, and I'll start with DraftKings. I know it's mostly available for everybody. I'll start with DraftKings and look at the rebounds for both these dudes, see if there's anything that makes sense to get like decent money back on a same game parlay. So I'm inside DK, and I'm looking at player rebounds inside the same game parlay right here. So if I look at alt stuff real quick, I pull up, let's see, Jason alt rebounds. So 8+ for Jason. And then Jaylen, I would probably have to do the same thing. 8+ for both of them it's probably gonna be okay. Yeah, 154. I would be looking for a little bit more than that. If I take Jaylen over 6.5, it's not gonna be as good either way. I have to get Tatum the problem is Tatum's boards, but I don't mind both of these. And 8 for Jaylen is what he's done all series. So there's something there, but I think Jaylen Brown overall is just a good rebound bet in this game. I think he's been one. Even when the Heat shot really well here in game 2, he had 8 for JB. So he's getting over this, and he's too important to rebounding now for us to expect it to stop. So I think that's a great look on the Jaylen. Let's go back to it. I mean, it's been so good for us. I'm going to add it right now to these bets. So I'm moving Jaylen Brown rebounds up to a bet. That's a bet. All right, Jaylen Brown over 6.5. Rebounds, I know we got to pay this premium, but I think we're still one away. Like 7 to 8 is what we should expect from him. So I think we still got a little bit of pad there to keep it going. I'm not even going to look at this, I've also got my player prop tool here so we can put it in and make sure the odds are good for us, but I don't even need to do that right now because I know that at basically even money, I still think he's good for 7, maybe 8 again. And then we're hitting this bet. So, and it's because of everything I just said. Nothing's going to change in the way that Missoula has his defense playing. So I'm adding JB here. Over 6.5 is -106 on FanDuel. That's the best number right there. So I'm gonna add that. -106 on the Jaylen Brown boards. And we rock 106 FB. Got Jaylen in here for a full unit. All right, let's keep it moving. We're gonna look at Highsmith real quick. Everything on the bottom line is still good to go. If you're new, jump in in the comments with a bet, and we'll see what we got here. Yup. Hell yeah. What's good, Mike? Good to see you, bro. You want to look at JB points? That's fine. Drew wants to look at JB. Drew's all over JB today. Miami first quarter plus 200, Diggity. I see you. Let me know if y'all got sides and totals as well. Obviously, we do a lot of player props on here, but I like what we're talking about. I didn't put Derek White on here, and I don't want to leave you hanging there, but let me look at JB points real quick, and then I'll look at White, D White as well. And I did say Highsmith. One of my speaking of KK12 on Twitter, at Kareem Khalil 508, whatever it is. He also kind of brought up under on DeLon Wright rebounds. If you're interested in that, we look at JB points, 21 and a half. Yeah, it's a matter of making shots, right? He took 23 and 20. I still don't quite understand why he took 12 in game one. I guess that game was out of hand real quick, and he made he made 3 threes in game one. Wasn't that like all in a row basically? So he's always good for points. The 21 and a half does feel a little bit low. On the season, he averaged 23 playing. This seems silly to keep it low. 33 and a half, right? This is where I can use the betting, the really basic betting model that I'm going to show you real quick. And I'm going to put that in the Discord for y'all as well. So I keep telling you, and I'll put a few instructions in there for how to use it. But Jaylen Brown, 33 and a half minutes, 23 points, right? Let me just put that in here real quick. I'm putting, and I'll make this a little bit bigger so y'all can see it. So I got Jay Brown. I got him for the points, right? Let me make sure. Yeah, got him for the points at 20. So the line is 21.5. The under odds are minus 106, and the over odds you can get minus 102 on draft. So that's a pretty good split right there. Minus 106 on the under, and minus 102 to the over. The minutes average on the season right here is what I'm putting in, and I'm putting in 33.5, and the average on the prop is 23 exactly, right? So that's what we got right here. Now, if I put this to the playoffs of this year, in the playoffs this year, he's averaging 34.7. Actually, not that many more minutes. So that'll be a few more minutes. 34. I'm putting the projected minutes here as 34.7 for JB. And so now the projection for him is right at about 23 points. With the odds the way they are, I now need to pull up the odds calculator, I'm trying to say, and look at what the American odds of minus 102 are. That is an applied probability of 51%. And that was the over. Yeah, over is minus 102. So I'm putting that here for JB. That was 51%. And the odds for minus 106, probably about the same, right? Minus 106 here is going to be 51. Yeah, still 51%. So they're both basically the same, 51%. Both of them gives me a 12% edge to the over for his points, which I like. What I'm saying here is you don't play anything with a less than 10% edge. You want to get as close to 30% as you can, essentially. So where I'm at with 12% with JB is I like it. It makes sense on just a straight math equation here, right? Like it makes sense that JB would get more points with just 1.5 more minutes. He took on the season, he was averaging. Let me close up the season real quick, not the playoffs. On the season, he's averaging 18 field goal attempts a game. So if he gets to 18 or 20 like he should, this is a good bet. But I don't know why he took 12. This is going to be a good recurring bet if you just hit the points at 21.5 for Jaylen Brown. I would keep going with that if you want to. I haven't been playing it. Got 22 last game, really close for me, so it's not quite enough of an edge at 12%. I have other things that I like more. So I'm off of the JB points. As far as Tatum and his points, going to be kind of the same thing. You see it right at 25.5. On the season, he was at 24.5 points right here. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see that. Yeah, 24.5. You can I'll go up one. Not so big. 24.5 points in 40 minutes. 40 minutes during the regular season for this man. That was against the Heat for 36 minutes. And so he's now playing in this series. He's at, basically 40 minutes a game in this series too against Miami. So 40 minutes, a few more than when he had on the season. So it's right at about 50-50 for me for Jason Tatum. Still not worth it in that sense either. Looking real quick at Peyton Pritchard. Is there a reason to think that maybe Peyton Pritchard is going to get in a few more minutes? What's his prop been at? Let me pull this up. This is something I've showed y'all before. If you're new, it's Betting Pros, which I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with. This is also linked in the description, but this is where I go to see what people's recent prop lines were. So I haven't been following Peyton Pritchard's prop lines, say that 5 times fast, since he came into the playoffs. But now we got 6.5 points plus 106. And what it's been, if I scroll down, it's been about 5.5, 7.5. So 6.5 is right at about what it probably should be for Peyton. Taking, how many shots is he taking right now? Oh, that's not what I want to do. He's taking in the playoffs right now. Let me pull up, filter this to just playoffs. Peyton, he's at about 22-ish minutes in the last 3 games. And he is taking, he didn't even take a shot in game 2. He took 5 last game and 7 the game before. So that's to get he basically needs to make 3 to 4 buckets on 7 to 8 shots. I mean, if he or 5 to 7 shots, still pretty close to me. This is the only way to really figure out what to do with Peyton Pritchard because we don't have numbers for the season where he's playing 20 minutes a game, and that's where he's at right now. He's at about 20 to 25. That seems to be his playing time rotation minutes right now. There's not much there for me on him with points for the assists, minus 125 for him to get 3, something that he has done in the first 2 and not this last game, or his potential assist last game. 4, yeah, he was taking a few more shots, right? He took 5 last game, 7 in game 1. With the PA at. So it's about 10.5. You can't get 9.5. Yeah, you can get 9.5 on points bet, maybe, but I don't know if anybody's messing with points bet. So the 10.5 plus 102, you really got to put him at 20 to 25 minutes. Let's do that real quick. On the season, and it's also about the chances because he's running with starters, right? Like if you let me pull this up real quick. I'm gonna go to Boston inside, and I'm gonna go to their stats page because I want to look at the lineup that he's playing with. So I'm gonna go inside of Boston's stat page real quick. Go to lineups. Now I'm going to do 5-player lineups. I'm going to make this the playoffs. Now I can see who Peyton Pritchard is most commonly playing with. So I'm going to filter this to lineups, and I'm going to put Pritchard in here. Now this is everything with Pritchard, and the lineup he's got the most is Al Horford, Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, Sam Hauser. So he's not the point guard. He's not the main ball handler in that lineup. In fact, every lineup now is not him, Sam Hauser, Luke Cornett, right? It's him with other starters, KP. So he's not available to be taking shots, and he's not bringing the ball up, especially when he's playing with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. They've got the ball in their hands the whole time. So this dude is really taking a back seat, and now his props are a lot harder to predict. So that's why I'm also going to continue to probably be out on Peyton Pritchard. You really got to kind of hope for a blowout to think that he's really worth it at that point. But I'm going to move on to another couple things we have here. I'm going to put some pass signs up on I passed on Peyton Pritchard, and I'm also passing well, no, I gotta look at a couple things. So let me look at Highsmith real quick. Highsmith was one I was looking at, and it was kind of messing with me because he does play a lot of the fourth quarter, and that's kind of what I was looking at. I'm gonna do the same thing here where I'm gonna go to Miami's team page and show you the minutes in the fourth for the most of their players. So if I go to Miami, I'm gonna go to players and look at what their players' individual stats have been in these playoffs. And now I'm looking at minutes, but I want to look at the fourth quarter of the playoffs. So I'm going to all quarters, fourth, changing that up. And if you look at the minutes, is this the playoffs? You give me the playoffs. Why is Patty Mills playing? Oh, because he played one game, right? My bad. So in one game, he played the whole fourth because it was already a blowout and the game was over. But if you look everywhere else, it's like Highsmith getting 10 minutes in the fourth quarter, similar to Bam and Tyler Hero, tells you he's a part of the closing lineup. And DeLon Wright, honestly, he's been more playing in blowouts as well. He missed. He didn't really get much time, I don't believe, in the second quarter of this game too, or if he even played that. But Caleb Martin, 7.6. So it's like really the closing lineups are pretty much like Bam, Tyler, Haywood, Caleb, and Jaquez. Really, because even Jovic isn't really getting much in the fourth quarter. He actually didn't even play through fourth quarter. What makes me nervous about his bet, but either he'll be in there because it's a blowout, or hopefully he'll have already gotten his stuff. But we pray for these dudes. That's why I do like Haywood. Is kind of my main point of showing you the fourth quarter stuff. So for Haywood, these playoffs, he's averaging 9, but that's with the play-in stuff. So really, he's averaging 22, 25 divided by 3 is 8. He's at about 8 points in the actual playoffs, not the play-in. His shot attempts, but he's at 25, 26, 32 minutes in the 3 playoff games. That does put him right at about the 28 and a half minutes right there. As far as the field goal attempts, 4, 6, 7, so right at about 5.5, right? 13, 18, divided, 5.5 or so. Field goal attempts, and how many threes? 2, 5, 4 3-point attempts in each of these 3 games. So you really got to hope he hits a 3 here. I don't love the points with like 7 field goal attempts, right? So we said real quick, 7. So about really about 6, 5.5 field goal attempts per game for Haywood. So if you put him at 5.5, and he's got this is points in this, I apologize, 6.5 points. I'm an idiot. So 6.5 points for Haywood. Which I don't think you're talking about assists for Haywood, are you? Let me know what the odds are for Tatum double-double. I'm just checking in on the chat real quick. What's good, bro? Good to have you here. All right, yeah. Looking at the points, so 7 points on 5.5 shots. I mean, he's got to make 4 shots basically for us to feel comfortable about this. Or he's got to hit a 3 and then 2 shots, right? So he makes 3 of them. His 3-point prop is at plus 140, but it's at 2. And I'm saying he's got to make 1 to really get his points and feel comfortable about it. How many is he shooting for 3? 5, yeah, so 9, 11 in 3 games is about just under 4, right? 4 3 attempts to make 2, I don't like. I definitely don't like that. But to make 1, I don't mind. So none of this works for me for Haywood, to be honest. With the usage that he's getting, like I don't want to have to bank on him to hit 50% of his shots or 50% of his threes or any of that stuff. I don't even know if he's going to take 4. So yeah, I don't think I'm good on Haywood for the points here. I'm not sure if you want to talk about assists for Haywood. That wouldn't make much sense. 1.5. He did have 5 last game. Maybe that's what you're looking at. That's crazy. It's 7 potential assists last game. I don't quite know what to make of that, unfortunately. I don't really know what that would be due to. I'm trying to think, and I don't have much for you on that. I don't think he had the ball in his hands that much. Let me look at the game real quick. This is game 3 right here. I'm going to look at tracking data real quick and look at with Haywood. Haywood had 40 touches, 31. I mean, he wasn't even making that many passes to everybody. I guess it's just an outlier, bro. It's just really an anomaly on the assist for Haywood. So I'm going to pass on all that for him. Let me keep it moving. My bad. I didn't have the bottom lineup. That's my bad. I'm passing on Haywood everything right now. DeLon Wright, like, here's the thing, bro. Like, if you think DeLon Wright's hitting threes, it's total just gamble play to be like, yeah, I mean, he became a dad, and that's the logic that I'm using. So he missed this game right here. This is game 3. In game 2, he played the 4th quarter, or did he? Let me look at game 2 real quick. Preview this series and go to game 2. This is the one they were winning, so I don't know if he was getting winning minutes. I'm looking at the 4th quarter of game 2 for DeLon. Now, he played 3.5 minutes, and it was only once this game was out of hand. So he's not a closing lineup guy. He really just got scrub minutes. If you look at the first half, he played 14 in the first half. That's a pretty good amount for the opening of this game. Q3, then he played, and this is when they were trying to keep the lead, 2 minutes. So he didn't really play in the second half is the thing. He got all his minutes in the first. I wondered, did someone have fouls too? Bam had 2 in the second quarter. In the first half, I'm just trying to see if anybody had the 6 of the fouls that he would have played for. I guess Caleb Martin, not really, honestly. He just kind of came in to give him more threes, but he only took 1 shot. So if you believe in a new dad narrative, then you can go for it. I was kind of messing around when I said that in the chat in the Discord, so I'm not necessarily going to be trying to tail that. I think, like I was saying, what's he have for rebounds right now? That might even just be a playoff bat. So for DeLon Wright rebounds, where you at, DeLon? Up here, he's at 2.5 boards. I think an under is a better play. I mean, on the season, taking the playoffs out, he's averaging 1.9 in 16 minutes. So that's probably about what you're expecting to get here, 16 to 20 minutes max. DeLon, like I said, someone much smarter than me and better than me at this said that they liked under for DeLon Wright rebounds. So keep that moving. If you want to play the Tatum double-double, I think you said minus 140 for the Tatum double-double from Daniel Rodriguez. If that's what you want to play for the double-double, yeah, because the 9.5, what's the rebounds at, though? Because that's basically what you're saying. So I don't know if that's the play. If you look at Tatum rebounds, he's at minus 105 to get 10 boards. Isn't that just basically what you're saying? So minus 140 is kind of getting suckered into it, to be honest. Like, the assists aren't really what I guess he could get it with assists. So that gives you another out, right? But he's gotten double-digit assists twice in his last 17 versus this team on the season. He averaged 5 assists. You know what I mean? So that's not quite the play there. I think the rebounds alone, you just take that at minus 105 on FanDuel. It's the same thing as saying he's going to get a double-double. You don't really need to worry about the out adding the assists, essentially. So I would stay away from the double-double for Tatum. Let me keep moving to what we have here. I got JB rebounds up already, and then let me make sure I'm not missing stuff. Highsmith, D. White. I did like D. White. Now, the thing is, I think it's at 13.5. I got it 12.5. Is there still a 12.5 left for D. White? Don't mind my pink mug there. Or do mind it, whatever. Maybe I'm like Caleb Williams. 68%. So this is what I was looking at with D. White. Like, if you get a 12.5, you can get a 12.5. So yeah. So that's not moving. That's right on the cusp. I did like it. It was minus 102 where I got it. The thing about D. White is that makes me go back and forth is, yes, on the season, 15.2. So if you just use the whole season, right, and I put it in the betting model, 68% of the time he's going over. 52 of those games, 15.2 points in 32.7 minutes, right? Now, the projected minutes for tonight would probably be around that. I'm pulling up the playoffs for D White. He's averaging 33, so it's right about the same, right? And so it still makes you feel good about it because you get decent odds. And if you put it in the betting model, blah blah blah, it's all good. I promise. It gives you like a 20% edge on D White to get 13 points tonight with in this game 4. The thing is if you actually add Chris Stapps, Jay Tatum, Jay Brown, you put them all in now on the season. If I take out that's my bad. Now it's 13.8 points in basically the same amount of minutes. Where does it go? 32, 33 minutes. That's what he's at. And then you add these other 3 dudes, though, it looks a little bit different, right? It's still 60% of the time. You still have a slight edge to the over for Derek White. But I'm not going to keep recommending it if it's not closer to plus money, because the edge is too close to like 10-ish, 9.5%. I gotta pass now on Derek White stuff. So I am gonna pass on that at the odds that it's at. I think it was missed if you didn't play it at about even money. You missed the edge, to be honest. So at this point, I can't keep recommending it. But if you can get a Derek White 12.5 points for closer to even money than what I'm seeing on these main books, then I think it's probably a go. Let me keep getting a couple more here for this. We got Delon I passed on, and we had Tatum first half stuff. Yeah, you can look at that. I want to keep it moving, so I'm get a couple more look from the other games. So I'm gonna say, Tatum has been money in the first half, right? Let me just make sure I'm not messing. I keep saying I'm just gonna pass on stuff, and then something grabs hold of me, and I gotta get in there. All right, so I'm looking at Jay Tatum real quick in the first half. I know we like our first half and first quarter bets around here. Pulling up first half stuff, it's about 13.5 points, right? That's what we were saying a minute ago too. Minus 118 for the over, minus 104. On the season, he's averaging 15 points in the first half. In the playoffs, he's averaging 16 in the first half. So he has gone over this pretty consistently. He's playing 20 of the 28 minutes, or 24 minutes rather, in the first half. So he comes out, I believe he comes out at the end of the first and then the beginning of the second, and he's in for the rest of the second quarter. So 12 attempts to get 14 points. I mean, we do need him to hit 7 twos, obviously. He's making 2 threes as well. A lot of his shots are from 3. So that's all helpful. Free throws, 8 of them in the first half last game. I would expect him to keep being aggressive, right? Like, I do see what you're seeing for him in the first half. There's no reason not to like this, to be honest. On the season, 53% of the time. You get the minus 118. Depends if you just think he's going to be more aggressive, because on the season, he averaged 10 shots in the first half on average in the 18.8 minutes. Now he's at about the same, 19 minutes in the playoffs. Pulling that back up, and he's taking 10.7 shots, but that's also what I just said, isn't it? 10.7 in the playoffs and 10.4 in the regular season. So it definitely continues to be a good bet. I mean, there's nothing I can give you that would say no, don't bet this, honestly. And I can put it in real quick just to see what it looks like. I think you're going to have right at about a 10% edge. So we put in Tatum 1H points, and the line is 13.5. The over was minus 118. Unless there was a better number that I missed. Looks like minus 118. Yeah, minus 118 is the best number, and you can get plus 102 as well for the that's his regular thing. Let me just go to DraftKings real quick and see what it is on here. Player points. Can I get first half already? Do I gotta go half? This first quarter, I don't think I can get half on DraftKings. We know what the odds are there. We can put it in, but you might have to put that in as well. I mostly get halves on. I forget which books give you the first half rather instead of the quarter. So let me know about that. I don't think I can do player props right here right now. This is all team stuff. I'm sure I'm not missing it on DK. Change the music. So I'll keep it moving here. I mean, let me know what you got for Tatum first half stuff if you want to put some odds in there. But I'll move on that, and I'm going to move on to Mr. Hero. See what he's been doing. I kind of bounced off of his stuff, and I was also off on Saturday, so that's why I wasn't looking at Hero closely. But look at the full game for Tyler, and he's at 20.5 points on the season. That's right about his average. What was he averaging for minutes on the season? 33.8 in this series. He's up to 36. So, yeah, I think 36 is still probably what you bank on Tyler getting in terms of minutes. So 30. Let me just put it in right now, honestly, because as far as the matchup for Tyler, I just want to see who was guarding him last game. So I'm inside the box score for this is game 2. Let me just look at game 2 to start. And I'm putting Tyler Hero on offense so I can see who was guarding him. Drew. Yeah, Drew and Derek White. It's never a good matchup for him, obviously. What did he get in the first 2? He got 11, 24, and 15. Yeah, they're forcing the ball out of his hands, aren't they? Nope. Okay, that was just one game where he went crazy with the assist. But the points for Tyler, I mean, he's getting a shot. Where was he at? 17, 13, 13, 16 shots. So I'm not sure if you're asking about an under for Hero or an over, but off bat, I'm leaning under for real. So looking at, let me put Tyler Hero in here real quick with these numbers and then account for one other thing. I'm going to pull up Courtside Pal right now because this is a really helpful tool to look at team defense versus player profile, not player position. I'm putting Hero in here, see how he matches up with Boston, and looking at his points real quick. His shooting profile against this Boston squad, yeah, I mean, they're going to be tops against his scoring type, and they're going to be 5th best against his shooting profile. I can pull up, this is where I like to pull up Props Madness. All the links in the description of the video, so make sure you're checking that out. The Discord link is in there as well if you want it. Putting up a lot of these tools up on the Betting Tools channel as well in the Discord, so hopefully that's helpful for y'all. Let's see, why do I keep passing by? Because I'm trying to do looking at Tyler, or I'm already on Tyler. So this is propsmadness.com. Highly recommend it because it really speeds things up for things like player shot chart and opponent defense shot chart and where their defensive strengths are, and then play type as well, which is a wonderful tool for, like right here. You can see he's the pick and roll ball handler, and that's usually going to be something that you can score off of against this this Boston team. But they've clearly upped the defense and the clamps on Tyler Hero in this series. Plus, I'm not sure how much he has been picking roll. I'm not sure if I can even get that info off of here. I'm going to try it real quick. I'm going to go to player, play type. And yeah, I can do, wonderful. I can do that. So I'm going to go to pick and roll ball handler. I'm going to go to playoffs, and I'm going to filter this to the Heat very quick. Team, Miami. Now I can see the only dudes who have really been doing the pick and roll ball handling for the Heat have been Hero and Jaquez. And Tyler's gotten about 8 points per game in the playoffs off of that against this team. So he's not doing too poorly, but this is all stuff to just help me go, like, I think I'm going to get an edge more to the under than the over. I'm going to put Hero into the little bet model. I'm going to put him at 20.5 points. No, points. And then 20.5. And I'm going to see what the odds are again. Tyler. Under, and you can get 21.5 as an under on BetMGM. With the under odds for 20.5, you can see it's juiced a little bit down to the under. So minus 112 on FanDuel is going to be the best number there. For the under, minus 12. For the over, it was minus 102. Minus 102 on DraftKings. Yep, minus 102. Minutes average in this series has been, this is on the season, rather. So on the season for him, it's been at 33.8, scoring 20.7 points. 33.8 minutes, 20.7 points on average. And then his projected minutes tonight will give him 36. That's about what he's been playing. But with the odds, so it's 45% chance to the under, 55% likelihood to the over, according to the minutes projections and everything else. But when you add the odds in here, so the odds at minus 102 to the over, minus 112 to the under. So 102 is a 51% chance, 112 is a 53% chance. So 53 to the under likelihood, and the over is minus 102 is 51, right? All right, so 51%. So the edge is to the over for Hero. It's at about 8 points, 8%, but I dropped that a bit personally with some of my other sort of parameters that I'm putting in, which is like he does not score against this type of the Celtics. Like I really believe in Courtside Pal enough here to go like, no, his player type, like his guard type gets locked up by guys like Drew and by Derek White as well. So you can see how much I don't like it. I would lean under for Tyler Hero. All right, give me 1 second. All right, we good. Moving along. Really did not like that Drew bet, or that Hero bet rather. I don't think we have anything else now for this game. Looking at the banner, put the hand up for Tyler and keep it moving. See if I can make it through this. And we move on to that OKC game. I took Shy. I haven't put that up. That's on me. I think he's scrolling on the bottom line, but maybe he didn't. I put it in Discord. It's hard to remember to track everything here. I'm putting up the Shy bet. I already know I'm going to be playing Shy. I'm going to put him on the bottom line right now. This is a really simple just math bet, y'all. Like Shy's total right now is at 27.5 points, and dude averaged 30.5 on the season. So over 27.5 points. And you can still get decent juice on that. Let me pull up Shy's stuff here in that OKC game, and we move on. Let me pull up my OKC so you can see what the line is. Got him 4.5 point favorites, minus 190 on the money line. I like them at minus 4.5. I do not understand why we keep this so low. 207.5 is the total. I still like the under, to be honest, because I don't think the Pelicans can come along, and this under team hasn't been running out in transition as much. Both teams playing really slowly. So I do think that the under and the Thunder are a good bet in this one. And then the SGA points. So I'm putting that up so I can just get it for y'all real quick. SGA points is, as I pull this up, Shy, almost choked on a live stream to death. Minus 103 on Caesars. Wow, they really don't think he's going to score as much. I guess they like the defense that Herb Jones brings, which I do too, but he's still gone over twice against Herb in this series. So minus 103 on Caesars, the over. Great. Give me that. I'm putting up Shy right now on that. Over 27.5 points, minus 103 on Caesars. I've already got the full unit on that. I hit it earlier. I don't remember what it was now, so I'm just giving you this. I did put a full unit on it earlier as well. I think I might have lost BLB. So Shy is in there as a bet. Wait, let me get that right. Yeah, Shy is in this game as a bet. I also have the under on Brandon Ingram. If you want to tail that one, I took the PRA. I think points is a good under for BI. Just showing you what I was looking at earlier. Under 31.5 PRA. I got a minus 108 on DraftKings on the bottom line, but the torture chamber. That's really what it comes down to. Like, I'm not using his numbers for the whole season here. I'm using his numbers in this series, even without Zion. And so I like the continued success that this Thunder defense has had playing against BI, whether he's pick and roll ball handler, whether he's running ISO. This is a defense tailor-made to shut him down. So I'm going to keep rolling with the under for BI. That's a bet I got. And then the Shy stuff real quick is just like, look, it's simple math to me, y'all. Like Shy is, let me pull up what I'm talking about. So you can see. Shy is on the season at 30 points per game. And on the season, he's averaging 34 minutes per game. In the playoffs here, he's up to 29 a game, but he's averaging 38.1, right? And that's still basically what we got here, about 38 minutes in the playoffs. So, why would this go down if he's got 4 more minutes coming his way, 36 to 38 minutes, right? And he's got 3 to 4 more minutes coming his way, and he's taking the same amount of shots. Just looking at the FBA, 24, 19, and 20. So he's at about 21 in the playoffs. On the season, the playoffs, not bad. On the season, he's at 20 shots a game, right? So that's these 21 shots, an extra minute, an extra shot. All of that is just like increased stuff for SGA. So I do not get it. Like during the regular season, he had one game that he went under, and then he has the one last game where he went under, and I believe it was a bit of an outlier shooting for Shy. He was 8 for 20, right? And that's below the normal field goal percentage for him, which is on the season was about 47% versus this team. And you look at what did I say? He was 8 for 20. 8 for 20 was 40%, right? So he was about 6 to 7 percentage points worse than his average. So all his averages are still the same, and like he's still taking shots from the same places. Like, he's still good to go. Let me see the free throws real quick. If you look at the free throw attempts for him, 8.8 against this team. Let me just run this now real quick. On the season, he's at 8.6. Against this team, he's at 8.8. So he's still getting the same numbers and the same volume, all that. So I'm still going to go with Shy for the over 27.5 points. That's on the bottom there. I think they're down to close this game out, and I just don't know why they would keep it so low. So, let's see real quick. We like a Chet over PR. I can put Chet in here too. I got a couple other things to look at between CJ. That's the only one actually I have in here. So let me put Chet in here. PRA, the over was what the suggestion was. Chet PRA. On that like an idiot. Chet PRA. That. Putting that up so we can bring it up. Let me know if you have anything. Jump in the comments. We still got time for for a couple more things here from this game for sure. Um, Ellis first quarter could be a good bet. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything else from y'all from this one. Let's see, yeah. All right, I'm gonna keep moving. Then I'll go into check PRA and we'll go into CJ. Was it PRA as well? I have it up on the bottom line for myself here. CJ is under rebounds that we were talking about. So I like that look. I'm going to look at CJ under rebounds real quick. Looking at the rebounds for CJM, he's at 4.5. I was considering this earlier, and that was confusing to me. He's actually gotten that pretty consistently against this team. Let's look at his rebound chances. And let's also throw him into courtside pal real quick. Courtside pal is going to be player profile versus team defense. So if we put CJ in here, CJMC, pull that up, go down, and look at CJ's rebs against this team. So we're looking for for OKC. Yeah, about 17th. So it's not like they're that good at limiting his stuff. They're not bad at it. Moving the rebound chances. We should at least look at that. So let me go to the player rebound chances here. So I'm going to players on advanced stats. I'm going to tracking, and I'm looking at rebounding. And I'm going to go to the playoffs and pull up the Pelly from all teams. Looking at NOP. All right. Rebound chances for this squad. Obviously, there's been a changing of the guard at center with Joe Val and Larry Nance. If you saw that last game, Larry Nance came in and played all those minutes. You got Trey Murphy boarding. Yeah, you really don't have CJ getting much, right? 7 rebound chances, averaging 4. Now, he's gone over, but he had the 3 here. Man, the playoffs is crazy. How is he averaging 4.3 boards in 3 games? Well, he got 10, 13. I guess that makes sense. 13 divided by 3 equals 4.33. I'm an idiot. Yeah, so 4.33 makes sense. 4 rebounds on the season. Average 4.3. I don't know that there's much of an edge there. Yeah. If you get under 5.5 on MGM, it's still minus 155 though. 5.5 is a good under. 4.5 is right on the line. I don't think you have much of an edge there on the line. Even with 7 rebound chances for him to get 5, he's just done it 2 games in a row. I suppose you would argue that the averages would make it come back, right? Like, so if this is a high amount of rebounds, the amount of rebound chances he's getting, and you believe that, which I can understand believing that, you think it's going to regress back to the mean. This should be about 3.5, right? So sometimes you should get 3, sometimes you should get 4, whatever. I get that, but he just went over twice with this same amount of rebound chances. So it doesn't necessarily give you much of an edge for CJ on the rebounds. I'm going to pass on that. I'll look at PRA before we move on, unless there's another request that I'll check out in the comments to go over anything from this game. Saving that. Let me make sure I missed anything. What's good, Free Sauce? Good to have you, bro. Appreciate having you here. We got Saints TV in the house as well. I'm going to keep we got Jalen Williams points over it. Okay, we can look at that. That's also right on the edge. I'm going to be honest. Like, I looked at that, but we just put him in here, and I'll go to PRA next. J-Dub points. Our guy's been balling, but he's just climbing right over it. And these lines are now pretty tough, right? They're really strong lines that we can't necessarily take advantage of. We got a couple other coming in. Drew Billions. Steve, I'll look at all the J-Dub stuff right now. And then Trey Murphy under assist and Isaiah Joe over rebounds and assist. Damn. All right, let's see what the hit rate is. Isaiah Joe is not getting consistent minutes because I wanted to take some threes for Isaiah earlier. But we'll take a look at it. Let me put IJ in here. We'll look at RA. And then I will look at, I'm looking at J-Dub right now. So pulling up J-Dub, I don't know that we're going to get much of an edge to play J-Dub points. I was thinking about Jalen Williams unders, by the way. My angle there was like he's not going to be as needed on the floor without Joval playing. So I was like, how does Larry Nance's increased minutes impact somebody on the Thunder like Jalen Williams with a Y? And with Jay Williams, Jay Will, as they call him, like I think he's in line for fewer minutes, but it's still right on the cut for me as well there. So let me pull up J-Dub. The points, you can't even get 19. You can get a 19.5, right? Let me make sure this is pulling through all the way. I'm on DraftKings now, so I can just pull up the exact number from that site for J-Dub points. Looking at player points. Jalen Williams, 19.5. Oh, it is even money. That's crazy. So it's even money to get over 19.5 points for Jalen Williams. You can see he's done that in the last 2, but didn't do it in game 1. The amount of shots he's taking. And I mean, he also got a few minutes taken away because he got poked in the eye and missed like most of the first quarter, and I think the last one. So like these minutes should be at about between 35 to 40, probably closer to 40 moving forward as they try to close things out if this is at all close. But he's averaging 18, 17, so 17 shots per game to get the 19 to get 20 points, right? So let's see real quick. Let's just put him into the model because I mean the defense for NOP is going to be good. See how good they are at stopping his stuff on from the courtside pal. So putting in Jalen Williams in courtside pal, see if there's anything there with the way that he matches up with the defense. Link is in the description if you need it. But looking at shooting for him against NOR, I guess is what they are. Yeah, they're pretty good at limiting his stuff because they're a good defense on the perimeter and everywhere he wants to shoot, obviously. So let's go to putting this into the model real quick. So if I'm looking at J Dub on the season, he's at 19.1 in 31 and a half minutes. So we might have a little bit of edge because of the amount of minutes he's playing. So let's look at it. We said minus 104 to the over, and no, you can get even money to the over, and the under is minus 118 is the best you can get. Nope, that's wrong. I'm sorry. We're at 19.5. So minus 113, and even money is the over under. All right, so putting J Dub in here. J Dub. I'm just starting with points. We can look at rebounds real quick, but 19.5. The under odds are minus 113. The over odds are 100. The minutes average on the season was 31. I already forgot 31.5. 31.5, averaging 19.1 points per game. And the projected minutes for tonight, we're going to give him 36. I mean, I guess he could play 38, but I'll start with 36 to see what that looks like. So the probability is still mad to the over because it's 36 minutes. Let me see what the numbers. Yeah, I mean, it's going to give us a pretty big edge over at even money. Isn't it? That's crazy. So it's 50% at even money. I know that. So it's 15.5% edge is what it's giving us after all when we put the odds in. The under at minus 113 is about 53%. So 53% gives us, there's no edge to the under. The edge is on the over at 19.5. For even money. That's not a bad play for even money. So it's at 15%. I think it's a good look. Let me just see the minutes thing real quick. And this is a good defense against it. You have to take that into consideration. Field goal attempts on the season were 14. In the playoffs, I said he was up to 17, right? 17 means 3 more shots. And his average field goal percentage right in this series is 53%. On the season, his field goal percentage is 54%. So that's good. So if he gets 3 more shots, like he should be averaging, then that should be a good bet, right? If he gets 3 more shots and he makes one of them, then he's at 21 points per game. So it's close. And with the even money, I think it's a good look. I'm gonna take it for even money. I can't believe you get even money for him to go over 19.5. That's a good find right there. We'll take J Dub on the points in this one. I'm gonna put it up here for the bet. Jalen Williams. Wow, even money. Over 19.5 points. What did I give him? 36 minutes? Yeah, he could get 38 easy. He played 40 in one of these, and I put him at 36 in the model, right? 36. I even kind of I don't know if I did him full justice on the amount of minutes he's going to get. This is a easy bet, bro. Plus 100 on DK for over 19.5, 0.5 units. Good find. Appreciate that. We keep him moving. Let me look at his rebounds real quick because it was brought up. We can go from there. Chet DD is a lock. We use the L word. All right, I'm going to look at Chet. My bad. I promise I'm not forgetting about that. But I am pull up the points for J Dub real quick. I'm sorry, the rebounds 5.5. I don't really, to be honest. 5.5 is right at about what I would expect. We go to this is rebound chances inside of NBA advanced stats. I'm on players, tracking, rebounding. And I'm looking at the Thunder, right? And playoffs rebound chances. He's at 10 to get 6, 9.7 on 7. He's important to what they do in the rebounding. He's going to get the minutes. I get it. He's done really well so far. I'm not banking on him continuing to get a 72.5% rebound chance success rate, right here. Far and away the best on the team of anybody playing actual minutes. Shy is next at 61%, right? And that's the next highest for anybody getting legit minutes. So I'm passing on the J-Dub rebounds. Our boy Drew Ski does seem to think that Chet is a good play tonight. So let's look at Chet real quick. The Chetster. I hope nobody calls it that. Let me get this music. All right. Chetster. Rebounds are tough. That's going to be tough. What was his rebound chances at? 15. All right, he should be getting more. But you see, like 56.5% against a good rebounding team like Larry Nance or Joval, both going to be better rebounders than Chet Holmgren. He's averaging 8.7. The points feel like a little bit better, to be honest. 16.5 on the season in 29.5 minutes. But he's not getting too many more minutes. He's still a rook. He's still, a little bit, I don't want to call him frail, but he's skinnier than most dudes in the league. So the minutes are still at 31.3. Like, he's not getting a huge jump in minutes that would make you go like, yeah, let me get this dude. Because, like, look, I mean, 8 field goals into this last game. If Larry Nance is out there, that's a better defender it's a way better defender than Joe Val, especially on the Chester. So we put Chet, I already know I don't like that with the switch in D. The one game that Larry Nance gets out there and plays all minutes, right? Like, he only took 8 shots. Why did he only take 8 shots? Because he was shooting from the top of the key, and then that was no longer available to him because Larry Nance can guard him out there and Joe Val can't. It's just that simple. I'm just going to pull up the box score real quick from that last game so you can see what I'm talking about, and we'll move on. So pulling up game 3, you can see after I refresh this in the box score that matchups. All right, so I'm in matchups inside the box score of game 3, and I'm looking at offensive players, and I'm putting Chet Holmgren in there. Now you got more BI and you got more Larry Nance. Look, there's no more Joval on, right? And Joval was just sort of watching him shoot threes because he's not fast enough to get out there. Let's go real quick to the to game 2, where even game 1, where Joval played hell minutes. In fact, actually, let me go to game 2. Because game 2 is where he went off, right? And he missed a bunch of shots in his first playoff game in game 1, but that was his first ever playoff game. Like, I'm not gonna get too mad at him for that. So I'm going to this is the game 2 where he kind of went clean off and was just making 3 after 3. And I'll put Chet in the offense here in matchups and see that Joval was guarding for 4 minutes that game and gave up four made shots and out of 6, and one of his 2 threes went in. Like, it's not a coincidence that when Joval was the main defender on him, his threes went up. And even when like Herb Jones and dudes had to switch on him, like, this was a switch, right? When Herb Jones or BI, especially Herb, he was switching onto Holmgren. Now he's got a second to shoot that 3 if he goes under. So I'm a under for Chet overall. Like, I don't even know if that's a bad play, to be honest with you. What's the PRA at? 26.5. We got dimes in the first one. You got boards in the first one. But all that's going to be way less available, man. I do think the under on the points might be a better play than I know it's a better play than the over. I'm not going to hit it for Chet, but I stayed away from him in this game, and I think I'm going to continue to. So let me get to a few quick things in the Lakers game, and I got to get out of here and get some stuff in myself. All the plays are going to be pinned in a comment on the video on YouTube as soon as it's up. Also, everything in Discord, already got all these bets up in Discord. The link is in the description of the video, so check that out. In fact, I need to get one of those bets into Discord that I added here, including Jaylen Brown rebound. So I got to make sure that people in Discord know that. So I'm going to get that up too here in a sec. Actually, I'm just going to put it in here for those of everybody who's not necessarily watching the stream. So I'm putting real quick. I know it sucks. Jaylen Brown over 6.5 reps for minus 106 on FanDuel. For those of y'all that are not in the stream, all right, cool. Let me finish it up here with the Lakers bets that we got to look at. So I got to see what those are first. Nobody really put much in here. I saw some D'Lo stuff come up. So let me look at some of the stuff that's in the chat real quick and get to it. I got Jokic I got to look at. In fact, I probably just looked in the wrong spot. Sure enough, did. So we got Jokic and we got AD first half points. So I'm going to look at that. I'm going to make sure that J-Dub is on here as a bet as well. That is a good look, to be honest. So I got J-Dub added to the card. J-Dub over 19.5 points. I'm sure that's in there for plus 100 on DK. That's crazy. I hope everybody here realizes how crazy that is. They give us even money for this. This dude did this all season. Put in 0.5 units on it so we get the full unit, the half unit back. All right, that's on the bottom line. Finishing it up with AD, Joker. Let's see, LBJ first quarter. AD over 2.5 assists. Not a bad look. He went clean over last time. Real quick, I forgot that he was saying that Isaiah Joe's RA numbers are crazy over his last bunch. Let's see. On the playoffs, he's over 2 out of 3. His last 10, he went over 9 out of 10, averaging 3.5 on the season too. Not a bad look for Isaiah Joe, but it's minus 145. I don't think you're going to get the odds there to help you out at minus 155, but I see what you're seeing. And they are probably juicing it up because people are just going, well, he's been doing it, so I'm going to keep taking him to do it, but not necessarily the only thing to look at. So let me get to this LAL Denver game. Hopefully, I already got LeBron on the double for a little sprinkle. And we're looking at some Joker stuff. I mean, Joker is going to have such high numbers. Maybe there's a couple other plays that we can look at that were brought up. So I know we had D'Lo. We can look at D'Lo assists. Somebody's Dom D likes D'Lo under on the points, and then Yuhan's likes D'Lo assists. All right, let me put it up real quick. And AD double-double is going to hit for sure. Like, I mean, there's no way he's not getting 10 rebounds, right? So it's actually the points that are probably a bigger struggle. The assists for AD, like, let's just see real quick. I mean, he has been going over in the last 10. On the season, he averages 3.5. But, yeah, you lose the edge at minus 170 is the problem. Because even in head-to-head, like, he still at 3 in 38 minutes. He's going to play 38 to 40 tonight, right? Probably about 40. It's elimination, so 40 to 42 if you can make it without getting in foul trouble. 40 to 42 minutes. There's no edge for the assist. You just gotta hope that he has another great game. I mean, he got 6 dimes on 7 potential assists last game. That's not something that I want to have to bank on him replicating. So I don't know that that's worth it moving forward. He only got 3 on 8, but yeah, he has had some decent potential assist numbers. He's over 2.5, minus 166. Yeah, the edge is gone though. It's not worth it at that number. Like, you still got this at a normal number over 2.5 and you got like minus 110, and yeah, this is a good look for the amount of potential assists he's had as of late, especially. But with that, the risk ain't worth that reward with minus 170 coming back your way. So I'm passing on AD. Yeah, no, I quickly looked at it. I don't know how you want to play that, bro. I was just going over it a second ago and just saying, like, I saw what you were seeing for Isaiah Joe for his hit rate on the RA. Like, I get it. In terms of, are you saying like last 10, right? Like boom, over, but it's minus 145. And Isaiah Joe's numbers in these last few games, in his minutes rather, right? He's at 15, 16, and 8.5, right? So we'll put him at what, like 12 minutes per game in this series. And on the season, he averaged 3.5. So it's a good look already with a larger sample size. He averaged 18 though. Right, like 18 to get 3.5, and now we're projecting him at about like 12 minutes. And that's the problem with Isaiah Joe, is not just that, like, yeah, he's done it hella lately, and he's at 3.5 average on the season in 18 minutes. His minutes have actually kind of dropped because when you're a role player at the end of the bench, the things get tighter, right? Like the minutes go to fewer dudes. There's a smaller rotation. He's barely a part of the rotation, and he's really just like a matchup concern. So like, if he's a good matchup or Dagnall like he sees from Isaiah Joe on a particular day, then it's at the whim of the coach and like the situation. So there's not enough there for me to make a bet on him. But I see what you're seeing. I just can't get there with the points. Mike, if you're talking about DeLon Wright, I can't get past like 13. Like maybe he plays 15 to 16, but it's really, you got to hope that he's getting garbage time. I don't know for sure, and I don't want to have to bank on that. So I'm not going to be looking there. But yeah, Drew, hopefully that helps you with Isaiah Joe. Like, it's just too much of a risk, and it's not enough of an edge to be like, yeah, this is worth the risk, right? So that's a no from me on that. Closing it out though with LA Joker. I mean, if you're going to play something, it's probably rebounds and assists. 22.5 is on though, and that was where you had an edge, was 22.5 for Joker. Now that you get to 23.5, even with the amount of minutes, like, look, if you want to bet on Joker to do insane heroic things, then do it. Be like, yo, Joker, 40 points, 35 points, put a little sprinkle on it, and just go for gold at that point. This isn't like a situation where his stuff is going to be giving you an edge based on prior numbers or anything like that. So Joker is a guy with that many minutes and all that. You really got to just hope that things go the right way for him. Do we have an update on Jamal by chance? If anybody knows, I doubt it. Middleton, Halliburton, this is all stuff for tomorrow. All my Knicks. Yeah, so we don't have anything on Jamal. But like, if Jamal is kind of out, I saw someone bring up the stuff for Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. was brought up. He's now at 18.5 points, but dude balls against this team. He has been, as you can see, all season against this team. The lowest point total for him is 19 on the season. They played 4 games in this series, and they played 2 during the regular season where he was at. I'm sorry, first game of the season. I believe that was kind of a blowout. He didn't do anything there. But, like, yeah, he's just been raining down threes on him. He's at 3.5, though, is the problem. And he's averaging 11, 8 on the series, about 7, 6, 10, 11, right? So 13, 23, 34 divided by 4, which is basically 8.5 attempts. So yeah, like, if you want to keep going with it, I get it. The interesting thing about the rebounds that keeps me pausing about it is, like, when Aaron Gordon decides he's going to go crazy, it hasn't necessarily stopped him from getting the boards. If you look at the rebounds, he's still over in 3 or 4 in the series. On the season, though, the rebounds for our dude are at 7.1, right? And that's in 32 minutes. Now, in these playoffs, he's averaging 37, 38 minutes, basically, in this series, right? So 38 minutes is actually a few more than this regular season, right? Take out the playoffs, 32. So 37 is about 5 more minutes that he's playing in these playoffs, almost 38. So we can throw him in real quick. I know he's getting a lot more rebounds right now. Another thing is, like, you go to rebounding for this Nuggets team in the playoffs. We'll do Denver. So I've got the player tracking data up now for Denver's rebounds in the playoffs. And these rebound chances are at 13, really nice number. But to get 9, this is not a rebound percentage that I want to have to continue to bank on. It's 73%, and this is a bit of an outlier. Everything around 65% is like the height of what I would expect to be a really good rebounder, like Jokic. Look, 64%, right? Somebody like that, 64% is about what you expect. MPJ is a good rebounder, and maybe he does get about 64%, but right on 13 rebound chances, he needs to get about 70% every time now, because he needs to get 9 rebounds. So, like, he's got to get about a 70% rebound success rate, which is not something that I want to have to necessarily rely on. Yes, there is Saints TV. I'm not sure if you can get it on here for player tracking data. I'm trying to see real quick. It would be tracking data, maybe touches. I don't think you can see time of possession. Yeah, you can see time of possession right here. So if you go into player tracking, and you go to touches, you can see the actual time of possession per player. So Jalen Brunson has the ball in his hands more than anybody in the playoffs. No, this is regular season, actually, and probably the playoffs, if we're being honest. Time of possession, still Jalen Brunson, the best player in Knicks history. Fight me on it. 10.4 is the average there. So yeah, you can see how often someone has the ball in their hands. It's definitely helpful for things like, are they going to make shots? Are they going to get assists? Are they going to get potential assists? So that's a really good question, though, Saints. I appreciate you bringing it up. If you do want to see the amount of time that someone has had the ball in their hands, go to player tracking data and touches. All right. Let me keep it moving here. It's just not enough at 8.5. Well, even money's not bad. It's just it's not enough of an edge. It's almost just going to be better to take 7.5 or worse juice for Michael Porter Jr. Obviously, he's gotten 9. He's gotten over 7.5 in all of them, and it was at 7.5 for a while. It even started at 6.5 for his rebound prop. It keeps going up, as you can see. Let me just make sure I'm not lying to you. We put in Michael Porter real quick. I'm going to rebounds. You can still get a 7.5. It looks like. But yeah, I mean, it was 6.5. It's always been about 6.5, 7.5. So once you get up to 8.5, just because he's been doing it, now I kind of feel like we missed the bus. And I'm off it at this point. So I can't support that, unfortunately. It's the same with the rebound, the 3-pointers for him. If we look at AD PRA, I'll look at D'Lo real quick, because that was brought up and I didn't look at it yet. If you look at D'Lo assists, what's he been doing? Yeah. It's not really D'Lo assist time, bro. He had 11 potentials last game. But the average is so far here, this is the last 5. So in this series, in the 4, it's 14, 17, 28 divided by 4 is 7. Yeah, so he's at about 7 potential assists per game, and that number is up for him to get 5. It's no. Yeah, I got to pass on that. Even though he's gotten 6.2 on the regular season, during the regular season, he averaged 10 potential assists per game, right? And if we put LeBron in there, those numbers are going to go down. So with LeBron, then they go down to 5.5. right, on the season, and that's still with 9 potential assists. But it's just not like he has the ball in his hands that much. In fact, why don't we just look at it this way? Since it was just brought up by Saints TV, we got time of possession. So if I look at the play, if I go to the Lakers real quick, and I can just see how often D'Lo has the ball in his hands versus how often he's like catch and shooting, right? So right now I got Lakers in the playoffs. Average time of possession for D'Lo. So he's still second, 4.5 minutes per game. He's still second behind LeBron, so that is pretty good. If I take out the playoffs, though, and just leave this as the Lakers players, now the time of possession, yeah, about the same. Okay, so I lied to you. He's still getting it about the same. It's just the potential assists are down, and that's obvious because he's not necessarily relied upon to make as many plays in this one. But I do got to roll, so I'm gonna hit it. But I will have all these bets up on the description of the video, blah blah blah, all that stuff I said earlier. If you do want to jump into the Discord, I would definitely jump in there. The link is in the description of the video. Everything I just used, link is in the description of the video as well. If you don't yet have a Props.cash account, I would definitely recommend getting the 25% off. LYB24 is the code. You can use that to see if you like this platform for the first month. I love it. So that's why I was like very happy to get into a partnership with them. It's a way to support the show too. If you want to jump in there for $20 a month. But yeah, this has everything one-stop shop that I need. I mean, almost everything. Enough that like it's easily worth it for me to see stuff, especially because you want to break stuff down by game. If you want to break it down by game without having to go into each game log and all that stuff, this is money. So appreciate y'all following along. I'm going to be back with a video tonight for tomorrow's bets. Then we're back here tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. Eastern every day with the live stream. So jump in and we'll keep going. And if you do have any questions, Discord's the place to hit me. So appreciate y'all. Good luck tonight. Till I see you next.